上午好，
Ladies and gentlemen,
欢
good
迎大
morning.
家。今天国务院
Welcome.
新闻办公室
Today,
举行
the
新闻发布
SEIO
会，
press conference
发布
will
共建
release the
一带
white
一路
paper,
构建人类命运共同
the
体
Belt and
的
Road Initiative, a key
重大
pillar
实
of
践
the
白皮书
global community of shared future.
谢谢。
Thank you.
白皮书以习近平新时代中国特色
The
社会
white
主义思
paper
想为指导，
follows the Xi Jinping
系统
thought on
阐述
socialism with Chinese
共
characteristics
建
with
一
the
带
new
一路
era
的历史渊源、
and has
理念愿景、
systematically recounted the
实现
history,
路径、
the vision, the path,
实践成就
the
和
achievements,
世界意义，
and the global significance of the Belt and
全面
Road
介绍
cooperation,
共建一带一
and
路倡议
comprehensively reviewed
提出10年来的丰硕
the
成果，
fruitful outcomes that Belt and Road
阐明
Initiative has
中
achieved
国
in the
推
past
动
10
共
years.
建一带一路高质量发展，
It has explained
同各
how
国
China
一道
is
携手
developing
构
Belt and
建
Road
人类
cooperation
命运共同体的决
and
心和
China's
行动。
resolve and actions to join hands with all countries to build a community with a shared future for
2.8万
mankind.
字，
The
其中
white paper has
正文部分
28,000 characters.
分别
The
是
main body consists of 5
一
parts.
源自中国，属于世界；
They are respectively
铺就共同发展繁荣之路，
proposed by China but
3
belonging to the whole world,
促进
paving
全
the
方
way
位
towards
多
shared
领域
development and
互
prosperity,
联互通，
promoting all-round connectivity in multiple
为
fields,
世界和平与发展
injecting positive
正能量
energy into world peace and development,
5推进
and
高质量共建“一带一路”
pursuing
行
steady
稳
and
致远。
steady progress in high-quality BRI
白皮书
cooperation.
以中、英、
The
法、
white
俄、
paper
德、西、阿、
is
日
published in
等
Chinese,
8个语种发布，
English, French,
由人
Russian,
民出版
Germany,
社、
Spanish,
外文出版
Arabic,
社
and
分别
Japanese.
出版，在
The
全
Chinese
国
and
新
English
华书店
version
发行。
are published by the People's Publishing House and the
为了
Foreign
帮助大
Languages
家
Press,
更好地了解白皮
respectively,
书内容，
and are sold
我们
in
今天
Xinhua
邀请
bookstores.
了
To
国
help you
家
better
发
understand the
展改
white
革委
paper,
副
we
主任
have with
丛
us
亮
today
先生，商
Mr.
务部副
Cong
部
Liang,
长郭婷
Vice
婷女士，
Chairperson of the NDRC,
外交部
Ms.
国际经济
Guo
司司
Tingting,
长
Vice
李克
Minister
辛
of
先生
Commerce,
共同
Mr.
出席
Li
发布
Kexin,
会，
Director General of the
介绍
Department of International
解读
Economic
白皮
Affairs
书
of the
有
Ministry of
关
Foreign
内容，
Affairs. They
并
will
回
brief
答
us
大家
on
关
the
心的
content
问
of the
题。
white paper and answer
现
questions
在
of concern
先
to
请
you.
丛亮先
And
生
now
介绍情况。
we'll give the floor to Mr.
谢
Cong
谢
Liang.
主持人，各位记者朋友，大家上午好。
Thank you.
很
Good
高兴
morning,
的
friends
与
from
兄
the
弟部
media.
门的
It's
同
a
事
great
一道，
pleasure to join
参加今
colleagues
天
from
的
other
新闻发布
departments
会，
in today's
发
press
布并
conference
解
to
读
jointly
共建一带
release
一
and
路
interpret
构
the
建人
white
类命运
paper,
共同
the
体
Belt
的
and Road
重大实践
Initiative,
白皮书。
a key pillar
白
of the
皮
global
书系统
community
阐
of
述
shared
了
future.
共建一
The
带一
white
路的倡
paper
议的原
elaborates
则、
on the
理
principles,
念、目
concepts,
标和10
objectives,
年
and
来
vivid
的生动
practices
实
of the
践，
Belt and Road
是深入
Initiative
贯
of the
彻习
past
近平
decade.
新时代
It's a
中国特
concrete
色社会主义思
manifestation
想
of carrying
和
through
习
Xi
近平
Jinping
经济
thought
思
on
想、
socialism
习
with
近平外交
Chinese
思想的具体
characteristics
表
for a
现。
new era,
希望
on
呢，白
economy,
皮书的
on
发布
diplomacy.
能够帮
It's
助
hoped
各
that
界
with
人
its
士
release,
和国
people
际
from
社
all
会
sectors
更
and
加
the
全面、
international
更
community
加深
could
入
gain
地
a
了
more
解
thorough
共建一带一路倡
understanding
议。
of the
今
BRI.
年是习
This
近
year
平主
marks the
席
10th
提出共
anniversary
建
of
一
the
带一路
BRI,
倡议的10
put
周年。
forward by President
2013
Xi.
年，
In
习近平主
2013,
席
based on his
深
deep
刻洞
insight
察世界
into
百
the
年未
world's
有之大变革，
unprecedented
创
changes,
造性提出
President
了
Xi
共建
creatively
丝绸
proposed
之路
the
经济
building
带
of the Silk
和 21
Road
世
economic
纪
belt
海
and
上
the
丝绸之
21st
路。
century maritime Silk
共
Road,
建一带一路
rooted in
根植
history,
历史，
responsive to
因应
reality
现
and
实，
looking to the
展
future.
望未来，
The
不是
BRI
中
is
国
not
一
a
家的独
solo
奏，而
performance
是
by
共
China,
建国家的
but a
合唱，
chorus of
已经成
participating
为
countries
共建
and
人
has
类命
become
运
a
共
major
同体的
practical
重大
platform
的
for
实
building a
践平台。
community with a shared
10
future
年
for
来，
mankind.
在习近
10
平主
years
席
on,
亲
under
自谋划、
President Xi's
亲自
planning,
部署、亲自
direction,
推
and
动下，
commitment,
共建一
the
带一路
BRI
始终
cooperation
坚
has
持共
adhered
商
to the
共建
principle of
共享的
consultation
原
and
则，
cooperation for
秉
shared
持
benefits
开
to
放、
the vision of
绿色、
openness,
廉洁的理
greenness,
念，
and
以
cleanness,
高标
and
准、
with the
可
goals of
持
high
续、
standards,
惠民生为
sustainability,
目
and
标，
benefits to the
取得
people,
了实打实、
achieving
沉
solid
甸甸的重大
historic
的历史性
achievements.
成就。
It
归
could
纳
be
起来，
summarized in
主
four
要有
aspects.
以下4个方面。
The first is physical connectivity. Landmark projects including the China-Laos Railway, Jakarta-Bandung High-Speed Railway, Hungarian-Serbia Railway, and Pirev's port have been completed and put into operation. The China-Euro Railway Express has opened up a new channel for land transport in Asia and Europe. The international ship route network of Silk Road maritime transport has spread the world, and the connectivity architecture of 6 corridors, 6 routes, multiple countries, and multiple ports has been formed. Soft connectivity. We have continued to deepen cooperation with other countries in rules and standards. The RCEP has entered into force for 15 signatories. China has signed 21 free trade agreements with 28 countries, 107 standardization cooperation agreements with 65 national standardization bodies and international organizations, and signed double taxation avoidance agreements with 112 countries and regions. People-to-people connectivity, cooperation in education, culture, sports, tourism, archaeology, and other sectors have been deepened. We have signed agreements on mutual recognition of higher education degrees with 45 countries and regions, signed cooperation documents in culture and tourism with 144 countries, set up Silk Road government scholarships, and developed many small but smart cooperation projects like Luban Workshop, Brightness Action, and Juncao Technology. Trade and investment. China has actively developed win-win cooperation in trade and investment with other BRI partners, successfully held 5 CIIE, initiated the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank and Silk Road Fund, and basically formed a long-term, stable, sustainable, and risk-controlled investment and financing system. From 2013 to 2022, China's total import and export with other countries in BRI framework will reach $19.1 trillion with an average annual growth rate of 6.4%. Tour investment with other participating countries exceeded $380 billion, of which China's FDI will exceed $240 billion. 10 years on, the BRI turned from concept to action and from vision to reality, led the building of a new global connectivity pattern, opened up a new path of common prosperity and development, and led the exploration of a new scheme for the transformation of the global governance system, has created favorable conditions of smooth flow of goods, political and human harmony, mutual benefit and win results, and common prosperity and development. It has become a warmly received public good and a platform for international cooperation, with more than 150 countries and more than 30 international organizations joining the family, and with the people of the countries in which the initiative is built having a sense of gain and a sense of happiness. Looking ahead, the prospects for the BRI cooperation are bright. China will continue to work with all other partners to deepen partnership in health, connectivity, green development, openness and inclusiveness, innovation and integrity, and to joint promote the high-quality development of Belt and Road. Together, we will push forward the high-quality development of the Belt and Road steadily and gather stronger momentum and vitality to accelerate the building of a community with a shared future for mankind. Now we'll take your questions with my colleagues. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Cong Liang. Now we'll take your questions. Please identify your media affiliation before you raise your questions.
谢谢主持人。南方日报南方家记者提问：共建“一带一路”倡议提出以来，已经有一大批基础设施互联互通的项目落地实施。
Since the BRI was raised, there has been a batch of infrastructure connectivity projects have been implemented. How's the operation of these projects, and what's their impact?
好的，这个问题我来回答。
I'll take your questions. Thank you.
2015年的3月份呢，国家发改委
In the March of 2015, the MFA, NDRC, and MOFCOM have pushed forward the joint join hands to build a Silk Road economic belt and a 21st century maritime Silk Road vision and actions. We have put forward China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, New Eurasian Land Bridge, China-Indochina Peninsula, China-Mongolia-Russia, China, Central Asia, West Asia, and Bangladesh, China-India, Myanmar economic corridors. In these years, the development of these corridors have been very effective, and we have joined hands to build backbone corridors and build a smooth infrastructure network that connecting all sub-regions in Asia. And in the third chapter, the infrastructure connectivity of the white paper, you could have more information. This year marks the 10th anniversary of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. And we have achieved a lot in many projects. A case is the China-Laos Railway. From December in 2021, its development is very smooth. And the passenger has overcome 20.9 million visits. It has contributed to development of China-ASEAN cooperation. And over 25 provinces in economic and trade cooperation, we have opened such freight transport. It covers Laos, Thailand, Myanmar, Malaysia, Cambodia, and Singapore. It has increased economic and trade exchanges between the two countries and cooperation between China and other ASEAN countries in connectivity. The China-Laos Railway has made Laos, a landlocked country, into a land-connected one. More products could be effectively transported between China and other ASEAN countries and European countries. China-Laos Railway has employed over 3,500 Laos people and indirectly added over 100,000 jobs in logistics, transport, business, and tourism. And it has brought up new opportunities to other ASEAN countries to utilize the RCEP and build even closer regional industrial and supply chains. Another case is Jakarta-Bandung Railway. Not long ago, this railway is free to take a ride to the public. And I've seen a video. Some reporters have erected a coin in the table of this train. And in 350 miles per hour, the coin didn't fall down. And it has been very popular in the network, and the comments have shown people's commitment. In fact, the Jakarta-Bandung Railway has facilitated the travel of the people and added over 51,000 people jobs and trained over 45,000 employees for local people. It has been very solid in achieving a lot of results for the local people. In the next step, we'll continue to be committed to the joint contribution and shared benefits and extensive consultation, and to make solid progress in policy and projects coordination and bring more signatory projects. Thank you.
谢谢主持人。我是经济新闻记者提问。经贸合作是共建“一带一路”的
Economic and trade cooperation is an important content of Belt and Road cooperation. What has been achieved in the past 10 years in economic and trade cooperation, and how is it going to deepen in the future? Thank you for your question. I'll take this question. In the past 10 years, the Ministry of Commerce has been following the important instructions and remarks of President Xi Jinping on Belt and Road cooperation. We have been working with all parties to deepen BRI countries' cooperation in economic and trade areas, and they have been reflected in at least the three following aspects. The first is the growing quantity and quality of trade. As is pointed out in the white paper, from 2013 to 2022, our cumulative trade in goods reached $19.1 trillion. achieving an average annual growth of 6.4%. This is not only growing faster than China's overall foreign trade in the same period, but also faster than global trade growth in the same period. We are a main trading partner with over 110 BRI countries and have signed 14 FTA with 20 BRI countries. This has made trade easier in more areas. Second is significant progress in two-way investment. In the past 10 years, our cumulative two-way investment in BRI countries exceeded $380 billion. Among them, our direct investment in BRI countries exceeded $240 billion, covering many socioeconomic areas. By the end of 2022, the cumulative investment with BRI countries in economic and trade cooperation zones exceeded $60 billion. At the same time, BRI countries also been investing in China, sharing China's development opportunities. But in the past 10 years, that foreign investment to China reached $140 billion, and they have established around 67,000 enterprises in China. The third is stable progress in project completion. In the past 10 years, the contracts that we have completed in BRI countries generated $130 billion of revenue. And a series of flagship programs like the China-Laos Railway, Jakarta-Bandung Railway, and the Mombasa-Nairobi Railway have been completed, improving the infrastructure of host countries. At the same time, we are working to improve green and digital development cooperation. In the first 8 months this year, the energy-saving, energy and environmental-friendly contracts worth 22.2% more than the same period last year. At the same time, we have also successfully held Import Expo, Canton Fair, Fair for Trade in Services, and Fair for Trade and Investment, and Consumer Products Expo, and other regional expos. Going forward, we'll continue to follow the instructions of the CPC Central Committee and the State Council and focus on the 4 priority areas in the following. The first is to bring opening up to a new level. We will continue to expand and facilitate trade, export and import of high-quality products, and host good exhibitions, and continue to deepen economic and trade cooperation with BRI countries. We will take multiple measures to build the brand of Invest in China and step up our efforts to attract foreign investment, improve the mix of foreign investment, and improve the efficiency of cooperation in investment. We will build higher standard free trade zones and ports and align with international standards. The second is to improve industrial chain cooperation. We will continue to improve the efficiency of China-Europe Railway Express and build the new international land-sea trade corridor better. We will also align with the regional countries in trade, investment, services, trade and services, etc., and enhance policy communication and strategy alignment. The third is to foster new growth drivers. We will continue to coordinate and build small yet smart projects to consolidate the basis of developing country in the region and improve people's welfare. We will facilitate all-round development, investment, construction, and cooperation, and build pilot zones of Silk Road e-commerce and host a good global digital trade expo. The fourth is to open up new spaces for economic and trade development. We will facilitate the joining of the CPTPP and the DIPA and implement in high quality the RCEP and align with international rules and regulations and standards. We'll also support Hong Kong and Macau enterprises to participate in the Belt and Road and continue to work with BRI countries to attain sustainable development. More questions, please.
Thank you. A question from Bloomberg. What are the newly focused regions for BRI going forward to increase and build projects? Secondly, what are the plans for development of BRI in the Central Asian nations specifically? How might it be different in any way? Also, I'd like to ask, how does China see the competition from similar initiatives such as the India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor? And just one last add-on to that, do you have the dates for the forum next week? Can you tell us what those might be? Thank you so much.
请翻译一下。
彭博社，“一带一路”倡议增加投资和建设项目有哪些新亮点？具体来讲，“一带一路”倡议在中亚国家有何发展计划？是否会在任何方面有所不同？第二个问题是，中国如何看待印度、中东、欧洲经济走廊等类似倡议带来的竞争？最后一个问题是，中方是否能够给出即将举办的论坛的举办日期？谢谢。
这个问题似乎涉及到商务和外交两家吧？请
我先来说一下啊。好的，谢谢你的提问。共建“一带一路”倡议提出10年来，我们已经与包括中亚国家在内的
10 years, we have established and signed cooperation documents with over 150 countries and 30 international organizations, including Central Asian countries. We uphold the principle of the extensive consultation, joint contribution, shared benefit, and facilitate our cooperation with BRI countries. Like he said earlier, our direct investment in these countries exceeded $240 billion. Going forward, we'll continue to work with BRI countries to align with their development strategies and their demands and follow the principle of treating enterprises as the main entity and following market rules, international rules, and to further mobilize all parties to participate in the BRI cooperation and make it more high quality. We'll also alleviate poverty, increase jobs, and improve people's welfare, and further benefit the people of all countries along the Belt and Road.
我来回答其中的另外一部分问题。
I'll take another part. Infrastructure is very important to promote the world economic growth
推动各国民生发展
and the benefits to people of other countries.
2013年呢，
In 2013, President Xi has initiated the BRI.
像老挝
Since then,
陆锁国
the Laos has become a landlocked country to a land-connected one. The Maldives have its first cross-sea bridge. Indonesia has entered the era of high-speed railway, and East Africa has its first
亚极铁路，
transnational electricity
当地人民的生活得到了巨
railway,
大的改
and the local people's life have been improved a
善。
lot.
近年来呢，
In recent
在“一带
years,
一路”倡议的带动下，
Under
国际社会
the BRI,
对
the international
基础设施建设的关注度
community has focused
在
more
上升。
on the infrastructure
这适
building.
应世界
This
经济
follows
发展的
the
潮流。
economic development trend of the world and is in the urgent expectation of developing countries. China welcomes all parties to enhance the input in the infrastructure of developing countries
推进实实在在
and
造
promote
福于民
the
的
development
项
of
目
projects that will bring benefits
愿
to
在
people.
开放包容
We are very
平等互利的基
ready
础之上
to cooperate
各方
with other
对接
countries
合作
based on openness,
共同
inclusiveness,
促
and
进全球
mutually
互联互
benefits,
通
mutual benefits, and
对
promote
世界
the connectivity of the
提供更多
world and
优
bring
质
more
国
high-quality
际公共
international public good to the world.
关于本届
On the forum,
高峰论坛，
On this BRI
那么中
forum,
方呢将于今年10月
China will
在
hold
北
this
京举
forum
办第
in
3届
October
“一
this
带一
year
路”
in
国际
Beijing.
合作高峰
This
论
is the
坛。
third
这不
Belt
仅
and Road
是
Forum
纪
for
念“一带
International
一路”倡
Cooperation.
议提出10周年
This
最
is
隆
not
重的
only
活动，
a splendid
也是各
event to
方
commemorate the
共商
10th
高质
anniversary
量
of
共
the
建“一带一
inception
路”
of the
合作的
BRI,
重要平
but
台。
also an important platform
目
for
前呢，已有来自
enhancing
130
communication
多
and
个
in
国家、
cooperation with BRI
30
countries.
多个国际组织的
Now,
代表确
More
认
than
有会。
130 countries and their
高峰论
delegates
坛期
have
间的活
confirmed
动
that they can
包括
attend
开幕
the
式、
forum. It
互联
includes
互通、
opening
绿色发展、
ceremony,
数字经济3场高级别论坛，
connectivity, green
以
development,
及
and
关
digital
于贸易
economic,
畅通、
digital development,
民心相
3
通、
high
智库
level
交流、
forums,
廉洁思路、地方合作、海洋合作的6场
and
专题
also
论坛，
6 thematic
同时还将
forums.
举办企
At
业
the
家
same
大
time,
会。
we'll also have a CEO conference.
论坛举办的具体时间，
The specific
我
date
们会
of the
适时
forum
发布
will
消
be
息。
released in due
谢谢。
course. Thank you.
请继续提问。
Further questions, please.
第2排，东侧那位女士。
I have
Thank you,
two
CNBC.
questions I will ask in English. First, can you share more about the railway-related projects with the Belt and Road Initiative? What is the situation for cargo and also passenger? And also, any comparisons over the last 5 or 10 years that you can share? And then second question is on Boston University's Global Policy Development Center. They recently put out a report saying that China's loans to Africa in 2021 and 2022 had declined. And there are particular reasons for this, and can you share more as global growth slows, how that might impact China's lending to other countries, whether the terms will change? Thank you.
请翻译一下。
CNBC 有2个问题，第一个问题是，请问中国在“一带一路”的铁路运营方面情况如何？在运货和货运和客运2方面都有怎样的情况？并且现在和5年以及10年之前有何区别？第二个问题是，根据波士顿大学全球发展政策中心估计，2021年和2022年中国对非洲的贷款有所下降，其背后的原因是什么呢？随着全球经济增长的放缓，中国对外国政府的贷款将会受到怎样的影响？中国是否会改变现有或未来贷款的条款？谢谢。
这个问题我来回答，谢谢您的提问。
Thank you for your question. On the operation of railway in the past decade, our business have cooperated with other BRI countries on Mombasa, Nairobi, and Budapest, Belgrade railways. These railways have brought more facilitation to the people alongside the road and bring more vitality to the economic growth of the local people. I will share with you a case on the China-European Railway Express. Is a signatory brand of BRI. Since its operation, it runs on safe, stable, and smooth operation, and has made great contribution to the economic and social development of other participating countries, and have been warmly received by the international community. The first is open up new landscape on the Eurasia international transport. The Express has improved the land transport of Eurasia and built a all-weather, low-carbon, green, smooth, and safe new path for the cargo in Eurasia with large capacity. And by the end of September, the Express has reached 217 cities in 25 European countries, and it has opened over 78,000 trains and over 7.4 million standard boxes. And its rate on the China-European trade volume has become 1.5% in 2016 to 8% in 2022. The second is ensure the stability of the international industrial and supply chain. The Express is safe, stable, and resilient. It has transported more categories of commodity, and from the electronics, it has become over 53 categories with over 50,000 types, especially during the COVID-19. When the international logistics is hampered, the Express has reached growth against headwind, and its per annum growth rate reached 26.3%. It has transported over 15 million COVID-19 supply with over 110,000 tons. It is a left line in the international anti-COVID-19 cooperation. The third is promote the development of the BRI countries. The FRED has provided a new platform for the economic and trade alongside and has transported over $300 billion of cargo. It has made contribution to the cross-border e-commerce and in the post, and has created many new modes of business, like the FRED Plus business parks and Plus border passes. And by the September this year, the first Forum for International Cooperation for the China-European Freight has been successfully held with 29 countries' representatives and 48 results. In the future, we will do better to maintain and do good in the international public good of this freight. The key is to build 4 systems. The first is efficient transport system. We will enhance coordination of policies and strategies and enhance multilateral and bilateral intergovernmental cooperation and address bottlenecks in border passes, customs clearance, and other sectors, and lay a solid foundation for international cooperation. The second is safety governance system. We will address the risks and safety alongside and deepen our cooperation in information sharing and enforcement, and together build a better capacity for emergency response. The third is diverse transport system. While utilizing existing transport routes, we will explore new pathways and routes for international transport and accelerate the forming of the diversified landscape of China-Eurasia cargo transport. We will also give full play to the investment and financing channels to give more support to its building. The fourth is innovation and development system. We will make the express more IT-based, smart, and digital, and explore more people-to-people exchanges and tourism, freight, and also use more green and eco-friendly technologies, and to let it bring more benefits to people alongside the road. On the landing of your concern, as a responsible major developing country, we will be committed to the extensive consultation, joint contribution, and shared benefits. Together with other BRI partners, we will build a long-term, stable, sustainable, and risk-controlled financing system and explore new investment and financing modes and expand new channels, and to improve the finance guaranteeing system that is stable, transparent, and high quality, and make more contribution to other partners. Thank you.
Silk Road e-commerce has become a highlight of Belt and Road cooperation. What has Silk Road e-commerce brought to China and BRI countries, and how is it going to develop in the future? Thank you for your question. Silk Road international e-commerce cooperation is an important measure in implementing the Belt and Road Initiative. With 6 years' development, it has become a new platform for multilateral and bilateral economic and trade platform cooperation, and a new highlight of high-quality Belt and Road cooperation. Currently, we have signed bilateral MOUs on e-commerce cooperation with 30 countries. At the same time, China, Central East European country, and Central East Asian countries' e-commerce cooperation dialogue mechanism have already been established. We have also have good outcomes and results under the ICO and BRICS. I think we can summarize them in the following 3 aspects. The first is that we have shared our markets. We have helped Silk Road e-commerce partners sell their high-quality products and expand their ways to sell their products by hosting shopping festivals for like African, BRICS, and ASEAN goods. They have received good response from the governments and enterprises. At the same time, we encourage Chinese enterprises to go global and spur e-commerce in partner countries. Second, we have jointly rolled out digital courses. The courses that we have rolled out for our partner countries and their governments and enterprises are practical and easy to learn, and they can increase their ability to sell products online. The activities include some live stream training sessions for over 80 countries and have been warmly received. The third is we have been working together to align our rules. We are committed to connecting the rules and standards in international cooperation of Silk Road e-commerce and have held over 100 government enterprise dialogues and business matchmaking sessions to share experience between enterprises of BRI countries. We have also encouraged our enterprises to boost soft connectivity of technology and standards through industrial chain cooperation. Going forward, we'll continue to follow the trend of global digital economic development and use the so-called e-commerce as a starting point to elevate our economic and trade cooperation in digital area with BRI countries. On the one hand, we will improve platforms for cooperation and actively respond to partner countries' demands and facilitate the development of pilot zones of so-called e-commerce and explore new ways and measures for cooperation. On the other hand, we will also open up new areas of cooperation, continue to align our policy and enhance industrial engagement, digital regional cooperation and capacity building, and continue to facilitate digital payment, smart logistics, and share our opportunities of digital development with other countries.
谢谢凤凰卫视记者提问。第3届“一带一路”合作高峰论
Thank
坛
you.
将开幕，近
The
期关
third
于“一带一路”的
BRI Forum is going to be held recently, and much discussion has been in place recently. Some say that this Belt and Road Forum is held out of geopolitical reasons. What is China's comment? Thank you for your question. I'll take this question. The Belt and Road Cooperation Initiative is an initiative of international economic cooperation. We uphold openness, inclusiveness, and win-win cooperation. And we uphold the principle of extensive consultation, joint contribution, and shared benefits. We welcome all like-minded partners to participate. Over the past 10 years, the BRI has yielded fruitful outcomes, and our friend circles are growing bigger. This has fully shown that the Belt and Road Initiative is not forging exclusive small circles. It has transcended the outdated geopolitical mentalities and has created new models for international cooperation. It is a belt of development and a road to happiness that truly benefits people of all countries. Now we are releasing this white paper shows that this is a successful practice that we are building a community with a shared future for mankind with all countries. Next question, please.
谢谢主持人。澎湃新闻记者提问：国际经济合作走廊是共建“一带一路”的重要载体之一。请问，当前国际经济合作走廊进展如何？
Global economic and trade corridor is an important practice in the Belt and Road. So, what is the progress currently, and what is China-Pakistan economic corridor building its progress?
Thank you. I mentioned that we have vision in building 6 economic corridors. This year marks the 10th anniversary of the operation of China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Here I will brief you on its situation. Under the common efforts of China-Pakistan and cooperation, President Xi has pushed forward the 1+4 cooperation landscape centered on the Gwadar port and cooperation of energy and infrastructure building and industry. It has become a turn from a blueprint to a real picture. On the one hand, its development basis has been solidified, and Gwadar port has become full operation capacity, and the free zone and boot zone, financing investment, attracting efforts have been completed, and its facilities have been improved. And energy projects, there are 14 that have been under business commercial operation, and its installed capacity has reached 8.02 million kilowatt. Karakoram Highway Phase 2 and Lahore Orange Line Metro Train and other signatory projects have been operated. We have initiated the Lashakai Special Economic Zone and its investment work, and we have signed framework agreement on industrial cooperation. Our cooperation in areas like agriculture, scientific, and technological cooperation have been deepened. In projects that will bring benefits to the people, we have also enhanced our cooperation, and also on international coordination and safety guaranteeing. Since it's a decade of cooperation and development, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor has become an epitome of the 6 economic corridors, standing on new starting point will improve the development of 6 economic corridors and release its potential for contributing to the economic growth and build a demonstration project of the BRI cooperation. Thank you.
谢谢。封面新闻记者提问：合作机制是共建“一带一路”行稳致远的重要保障。过去
Cooperation mechanism is an important guarantee for BRI cooperation. Much progress has been achieved in the past years. What are the progress in this aspect?
我来回答这个问题。
Thank you for your question.
过去10年来，
Over the past decade, China has worked with our cooperation partners in establishing an international cooperation framework guided by the Belt and Road Forum and supported by the bilateral, trilateral, and multilateral cooperation mechanisms. And our efforts have yielded remarkable outcomes. The first is that BRI Forum has played a leading role. China had successfully held 2 forums in 2017 and 2019, during which we have had in-depth exchanges with all parties and reached extensive consensus on Belt and Road cooperation's future direction and priority areas. The 3rd Belt and Road Forum is going to be held this month in Beijing. Second, bilateral cooperation mechanism continue to grow. The number of BRI partners is growing by the year. China has already signed Belt and Road cooperation documents with over 150 countries and over 30 international organizations. BRI has synergized with the development strategies of over 30 countries and the UN 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. It has also synergized with the development plans of regional organizations, including ASEAN, African Union, and the Eurasian Economic Union. Third, the multilateral cooperation platform in all areas keeps upgrading. Over the past decade, China has established over 20 Belt and Road multilateral cooperation platforms in areas such as energy, taxation, finance, culture, and green development. And we have been advancing policy coordination and practical cooperation in parallel. It's worth mentioning that all these multilateral platforms have withstood the pressurized test of the COVID-19 pandemic and has held thousands of international conferences have been held every year during the pandemic. This has fully demonstrated the resilience and the vitality of the mechanisms and further pull international cooperation consensus. Overall, the philosophy, mechanism, and practical cooperation of BRI cooperation are advancing in a balanced manner. We are ready to work with all parties to take this opportunity, to take the 3rd BRI Forum as an opportunity and further strive for new outcomes in high-quality Belt and Road cooperation and make new contribution to building a community with a shared future for mankind and common prosperity of all nations. The last 2 questions.
谢谢主持人。国际商报记者提问。
Thank you.
贸易畅通离不开贸易通道的建设。商务部是
Connectivity in trade
商务部是负责国际
needs the building of trade channels. The Ministry of Commerce is the main authority for building the new international land sea trade corridor. And can you brief us on the relevant progress and what has it brought for BRI countries? Thank you for your question. General Secretary Xi Jinping has made many important instructions on the building of the international land sea trade corridor. And this has provided fundamental guidance for our work. Since 2018, the Ministry of Commerce has worked with relevant parties to implement the cooperation plan and have been advancing the projects in a steady way. These have brought development opportunities for China's middle and western regions and relevant countries. In the past 5 years, the land sea trade corridor has become an important channel that has tied up our cooperation with the relevant countries. And it has the relevant 3 features. The first is that it has a wide geographical coverage. The land sea trade corridor centers on 2 hubs, China's Chongqing and Singapore. And it has connected many major cities in the western part of China, including Nanning, Chengdu, Kunming, etc. And it can reach 120 countries and regions. And it has ultimately become an important channel to connect China's western regions with the world. The second feature is that it has multimodal logistics. The trade corridor has multimodal transportation and has already formed a network of Rail Sea Express, Transborder Express, and International Railway. It also has air corridor and customized express services. The third feature is that it has growing businesses. In 2022, the volume of trading goods that started and that has Chongqing as a starting point and a destination increased by 147% compared to 2019. Going forward, the Ministry of Commerce will continue to implement the deployments and decisions of the Central Committee and the State Council, work with relevant departments and localities to ensure solid progress of the corridor's construction and establish an exemplar of high-quality Belt and Road cooperation. First, we will continue to encourage more ASEAN countries to participate and increase the resilience and vitality of the corridor. Second, we will implement RCEP with high quality and facilitate the negotiation on version 3.0 China-ASEAN FTA. And third is we will deliver on the cooperation plan faster. Next question.
Thank you, CCTV. Building digital Silk Road is very important in BRI cooperation. Is there any result? And in the future, how will you expand the cooperation in digital area? I will take your question. Thank you for your question. In recent years, we have carried through the President Xi's important initiative in building digital Silk Road and promote for the new outcomes of cooperation in digital economy. The policy communication have been deepened. We have initiated a community with a shared future in cyberspace and initiatives on Belt and Road digital economy international cooperation, deepen our cooperation in areas like infrastructure, digital economy, and digital transformation. We have signed MOU on strengthening digital Silk Road or digital economy with over 20 countries and lay a solid foundation for coordinating developing strategies and policy coordination with other countries. And practical cooperation has been steadily improved. China-ASEAN Smart City building and the Shenzhen-Singapore Smart City cooperation have been expanded. Ningxia China-Arab States Online Silk Road have been developed. And our cooperation in digital infrastructure is more efficient. Many high-quality products and technologies have reached other countries. Cross-border e-commerce have become the new engine driving the growth of commodity trade. In 2022, China import and export of e-commerce reached 2.11 trillion RMB. Chinese enterprises have provided cloud platforms and other services, and projects reached over 10,000 villages in China. In the next step, we'll expand our exchanges with other BRI countries in digital economy and our practical cooperation, so that we can bring more benefits to other BRI partners. The important thing is to deepen in cooperation in three areas. The first is deepen the common understanding of the digital rules. Based on the bilateral and multilateral cooperation mechanisms, we will develop our cooperation in digital economy and enhance our negotiation with other multilateral institutions and international organizations on digital economy themes, push for the accession of the DEPA and the RCEP with the WTO. And the second is to deepen our international cooperation with other countries in digital industry. Based on the digital Silk Road, we will exploit the cooperation mechanisms and our cooperation with BRI partners in cyberspace infrastructure and digital industry, and to expand and deepen our digital industry international cooperation. The third is let the digital economy better serve the interests of all partners. We encourage China and Chinese and foreign companies engage in high-quality cooperation in e-commerce, mobile payment, smart city, telemedicine, and digital education, and industrial digital transformation, so as to give full play to the digital economy in promoting the high-quality development of our economy and bring benefits to other people. Thank you, friends from the media. This is the end of today's press conference.